10 reasons why the North Gauteng High Court is going to strike off the court roll the Senzo Meyiwa trial. Hello everyone, my name is Clantus and welcome to the clan. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Disclaimer, this video is for people with listening skills as well as comprehension. So let's go forward. So now the North Gauteng High Court is approaching its first month since it started sitting on the Senzo Meyiwa trial. As you guys know that this trial, it is de novo. The previous trial was nullified because of whatever technical reasons that were going there with the previous judge who had to be removed or suspended by the President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. So of course, as I've mentioned before, that I was not particularly paying attention to this case because I had given up on it, but because now we are doing court cases on this channel, so you guys have been asking that please do the Senzo Meyiwa case, and here we are. So now that we've been listening to witnesses that have taken the stand thus far, I think thus far is 8 witnesses that have taken the stand, and guess what? To date, we've got nothing on the table. We can't say there is anything tangible that says this case is going somewhere towards justice. As a matter of fact, we have derailed from justice for Senzo Meyiwa. To this very point, we don't know who killed Senzo Meyiwa. There are 5 people that stand accused of killing Senzo Meyiwa, but nothing is showing anywhere that these 5 people were involved in the killing of Senzo Meyiwa. The only thing that we found out thus far is that there is a possible link between Kelly Khumalo and accused number 5, and also I think accused number 1, 3, and whoever else that is there on the dock. But still, that does not say anything to anybody, because that phone, as I've said, Kelly Khumalo being a performer, she could have left a phone with somebody to say, hey, listen, take care of my phone while I go perform, or take care of my phone while I go in the booth and record a song. And that individual that held her phone, possibly because they may not have had airtime, I'm just saying, maybe they did not have airtime, they started using the minutes of Kelly Khumalo's phone and made calls to now what we know as accused number 5 and accused number 1, accused number whatever. So there's nothing tangible, because I was saying, okay, fine, we see the records, but what is the content of the calls that were between Kelly Khumalo's phone number and accused number 5's phone number? That's the content that will hold the state's case water. Other than that, the state's case has fallen apart because of the witnesses that have taken the stand. But now I have 10 reasons why the North Gauteng High Court is going to strike off its court roll this trial. Is because the first thing that I believe the judge is going to do in his remarks when he delivers his judgment, he will be scathing on the police work. The incompetence of the police being the reason why the court has taken this decision will be because of the incompetence of the police. The police tampered with the crime scene. So how did they contaminate the crime scene? That's because they allowed individuals that were not supposed to go beyond the crime scene yellow tape. That is Khumalo, that is Mapiri, that is Zandile Khumalo, that is Kelly Khumalo, that is Mtogo and Tumelo. All came and went after the hospital. They went back to the Khumalo house. Okay, I think Mtogo went home. He did not go there. They all went back to the crime scene. And then to a point where Khumalo was sitting in the house and Mapiri went to the kitchen and she saw a silvery object on the floor and asked the forensic, is this not what you are looking for? We're not quite sure where that silvery thing is coming from, and we still don't know what that silvery thing was. And also we had a hat of the suspect that was on the floor, and guess who had it? Mapiri had it on her hands, also contaminating and mixing her own DNA with that of the suspect. So where do you draw the line as to who is guilty here of killing Senzo Meyiwa? The second reason is the silvery object that Mapiri saw on the floor. Where did it come from? Why the forensics was not the first thing that they looked for? The first thing that I would assume that whenever there is a shooting in a crime scene, the first thing that the police are going to do is find the bullet shells, so that they can do ballistic test on those shells. But guess what? Mapiri is the one that sees that silvery object, which I still think it is the bullet shell. why the police were still there, and yet a person that is not supposed to even be in the crime scene sees that object. The third reason why this case is going to be thrown out is because the police, once again, the incompetence, they did not collect all the evidence. That also includes the clothes that the people in the house did not collect from them. Also, the gun residues. We don't know if gun residues were ever done on the 6 people that were with Senzo Meyiwa on the night he died. The fourth reason, I believe, remember Tumelo said when he came back from the hospital, he was questioned by a police officer, and the police officer was writing some information about whatever it is that he was telling the officer as the police officer was busy questioning him. Where is that statement? What was the original story that Tumelo gave that policeman? And of course, that was not going to be Tumelo's statement, but that police officer that was writing those notes would have signed and also probably written an affidavit, a sworn statement to the court that this is what he or she had collected from Tumelo. Where is that document? Because that document, I believe, would have the original story that Tumelo Madlala told that cop. And I can tell you, I don't think he mentioned anything about an intruder that entered the house. Probably there is something that he said that also sparked the suspicion that the people that were present in that house may be responsible in killing of Senzo Meyiwa, or at least one of them is responsible of killing Senzo Meyiwa. Maybe Tumelo was quite vague when he was giving that statement to that police officer, but when they sat down and they put 2 and 2 together, hence the second docket was created, 375. If I understand correctly, that docket 375 is about defeating the ends of justice. That will be the charge that is going to be thrown at the 6 that were present in the house. Of course, when you are defeating the ends of justice, that means you are diverting justice away from the facts. So meaning that they know who killed Senzo Meyiwa amongst themselves. The fifth reason why the North Gauteng High Court is going to strike off its role this case is because of the cell phone analytics. Remember, Colonel Steyn came and dropped some few bombs that we thought, and later on I thought, no, this was not a bomb because it doesn't say anything. Yes, when you hear there's a link between Kelly Khumalo and accused number 5, you will think, oh, that's a bombshell. So what is it that we're talking about? Then we are not told what the conversations were between accused number 5 and Kelly Khumalo. Of course, the only people that can give us the story about their link is Kelly Khumalo as well as accused number 5. But since the state says that the Kelly Khumalo, they have no intention on calling her, understand that is probably another reason why the court will be very suspicious as to say what is it that they are hiding, because Kelly Khumalo is a pivotal role player in this entire saga. So the cell phone data analysis or analytics do not prove anything. They don't prove that Kelly Khumalo had any sort of relationship with accused number 5. It does not speak of any conspiracy to kill Senzo Meyiwa. The sixth reason why the North Gauteng High Court is going to dismiss this trial is because of the story of the intruder. Whether the intruders were there or not, this story was told in the most illogical way. There are so many discrepancies. If you don't know what the discrepancies are, I did point them out according to my own understanding. Is in the video that I dropped. Probably I'm going to leave its card somewhere here, and then you'll get to see what the discrepancies are. And I think those are the same discrepancies that the court is going to remark on when it rules on this matter by dismissing the entire trial. So this illogical storytelling, of course, is going to leave a lot of people not believe that they were intruders. Even if they were intruders, suppose they say they were intruders, but the story, the way it's told, it's so illogical that any logical thinking person will think, nah, this is not true, this is a lie, this is made up, this is a fabrication. Exactly what transpired in court, because the defense lawyers are pushing the narrative that they were never intruders. I think the court will be inclined in its own discretion to dismiss the intruder story and say the people that know who killed Senzo Meyiwa are the 6 people that were with Senzo Meyiwa on the night he died. I think the court will also make a mention in passing about the Oscar Pistorius matter. If you remember, Oscar Pistorius, when he was charged, he said that he thought it was an intruder. If you remember very well, somebody even reminded me of this, that the killing of River Steenkamp by Oscar Pistorius and the killing of Senzo Meyiwa in October, it all happened in the same year. One happened in February, the other one happened in October. So the one that happened in February, which is River Steenkamp's murder by Oscar Pistorius, remember Oscar Pistorius said he thought it was an intruder. And if you remember very well, Judge Masipa was the one that was presiding in that case. And then by the time it was around October, it looked like Oscar Pistorius was winning this case on the basis that he thought it was an intruder. If you remember very well, Judge Masipa did rule that it was culpable homicide. It was not an intentional killing of River Steenkamp. And I think he was given 2 years in prison and a suspended sentence because of time served or something of that nature. And then, of course, South Africa went up in arms. And then the killing of Senzo Meyiwa. And I think as well, they may have borrowed the story of intruder from Oscar Pistorius' case because it looked like Oscar Pistorius was winning the case on the grounds of culpable homicide. So they thought if they also go along with the same line, maybe it's going to work for them. Unfortunately, the story, the script fell apart because everybody is telling it in 3 different ways so far. I cannot wait for Makhumalo to come and basically finish this entire lie about the intruders being in that house. Again, as I said, we were not there. These are our opinions. These are our speculations. But at the end of the day, we still have a brain as well. That you are telling a story in 3 different versions. Did it even happen? Talking about the intruders. The 7th reason why the court is going to dismiss this case, it is going to say the NPA, the National Prosecuting Authority, needs to look into this matter. Amongst the 6 people that were present on the 26th of October 2014, those people know the truth who killed Senzo Meyiwa. And this entire exercise definitely has wasted not only taxpayers' money, but also wasted the court's time. The 8th reason the court is going to strike off this case of the roll is because of the crime scene being tampered with, and all those people that were involved, whether it's the police as well as the individuals that came into that house, including the pastor that Tumelo Madlala said came and prayed for him, need to be criminally held accountable. And I think the court may also make a recommendation or a suggestion to the Minister of Police to get his police and forensics reinforced, or at least have a refresher course every 2 years, so that you will never have a situation like this where police allow civilians to walk into a crime scene. The 9th reason why this case might be dismissed is because of Mtogo's testimony as well, that he was tortured by the police. I think the judge might also make a recommendation to the Minister of Police that this sort of tactics must not exist in the police force in South Africa. That they should follow the law of evidence in collecting evidence from witnesses that the police might suspect to be the suspect. And I think they're also going to recommend that those police officers, including Buthelezi, must also be held criminally liable for the torture of Mtogo. And the 10th reason why the court is going to dismiss this case is because of perjury as well as defeating the ends of justice by the witnesses that have taken the stand. I'm not talking about the police that took the stand, but the people that were present in the house on the 26th of October 2014 with Senzo Meyiwa when he was shot and killed. Once again, I still think that Senzo Meyiwa was killed by accident. Somebody came with a gun, and this individual was either had an intention of hurting somebody. I think it was Zandile and Longwe. They had an issue in their relationship. I've already told this story several times, that why I think it is Longwe that is the possible killer of Senzo Meyiwa. So it is unfortunate that the court will have to strike off this case of its role because it cannot hold anybody accountable, and therefore the 5 men that stand accused of killing Senzo Meyiwa are going to be released. Okay, fine. I heard people say, but there are criminals who are serving. Like, we know. When we say free, we mean from the case, this case that they are charged with. We know that after that, they're going to go back to prison to serve. One is serving 6 life terms. We know that. We know that. But they will be free from this case, from this particular case that they were charged with. They'll be free from it. That is why I said this video is for people with listening skills and comprehension. This is exactly what I mean. So, of course, this should propel the National Prosecuting Authority, the NDPP, to make a decision to issue a warrant of arrest for Kelly Khumalo, Zandile Khumalo, their mother, Mtogo Tumelo, and Longo Twala to be arrested and also brought before the court, where they will have to tell us the truth. What really happened on the night of the 26th of October 2014. So those are my predictions as to where we are headed to. The reason why I'm doing this prediction right now is because I think at this point the trial has come to a stalemate. We've had, even Friday was a huge giveaway, is that the state does not have a case. The two witnesses that it called, it was like, what was the point of them again? Because we didn't understand that. Okay, the only valuable thing I think I picked up from that testimony, that this cell phone data and experts, they did not look into Kelly Khumalo's cell phone and saw if she deleted any important data, as well as Senzo Meyiwa's cell phone, because they could have easily asked her, hey, give us Senzo Meyiwa's cell phone pin, because definitely she knew it. For her to be able to do a swim swap, that means she knew the pin. So all of those things are the things that, of course, this court have taken note of, that the police did not do a thorough work on this case, and hence we don't have sufficient evidence that can hold anybody accountable for the death of Senzo Meyiwa. Of course, this is going to be devastating to the Meyiwas. It's going to be devastating for all the fans of Senzo Meyiwa. It's also going to be devastating for the rest of us as well, who thought that in this country, our criminal justice system has our backs. So anyways, those are my thoughts regarding this matter going forward. Now we're just going to be listening. I will be making commentary every time this case will sit, but me, mentally, I think I've checked out. Anyways, if you like the video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a like. Anyways, do subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to click the bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. My super thanks are turned on. Thank you so much to everybody that's super thanking this channel and supporting it financially, because all of this is hard work. And of course, we pay subscriptions as well to ensure that these videos are brought to you. Anyways, guys, do leave me a comment down below. What do you think of this trial? Do you think there was any sufficient evidence that you think the court is going to use in order to hold the 5 people that are accused of killing Senzo Meyiwa accountable? And please do share this video far and wide. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.